What is your mission these days?
Well, first, thank you for having me. Coming into chiropractic is a very circuitous pathway for me. I had full intentions to be in research and move forward to be a pediatric oncologist. So this is a very strange way when many of your listeners right now, they think I have absolutely the path made for me. But then I think to myself, Robert Frost's quote of, I took the path less treaded. So, that's my story is I ended up being in a research lab and doing some research on the pediatric diseases that were happening at that hospital. And I got into a car accident, and I was young, and I really didn't understand a lot about the current medical system that we were in. And unfortunately, the car accident was bad enough that I ended up in the emergency room. They were doing a bunch of testing, and the outcome was, we're not exactly sure what's wrong with you. And the days after that, it just kept getting worse. So I had massively bad headaches, just ridiculously bad. And I was very athletic, very uh, often just going out. Like, the whole reason I ended up in this car accident is living in Calgary, Alberta. I was going to a two-stepping lesson, and I had brand new boots on that they had to cut off at the ER. Not happy. Anyway, making a long story short, I thought the medication they were giving me was to heal it. I thought it was actually going to make me better, and it was pain medication. Very fortunate, very, very fortunate that I actually had some significant adverse events to it. So I took it very, very sparingly. It happened to be an opiate. I didn't know. I'm very fortunate. And I say that because I have so many people that I've touched over the years through chiropractic that got addicted. And I love them to death, and I totally get it. Stanford comes out with 30% of the people, they get addicted on their first one. So I felt very fortunate that I had these adverse events of being sick, but I actually ended up trying to figure out why I wasn't getting better, because I did everything they told me to. I was going to physiotherapy. They sent me to a neurologist. I ended up in an orthopedic surgeon's office, and he thankfully said, this is not a surgical case, but all I wanted to do was get better so I could look in the microscope and do my research. And the outcome was I continued to decline. So after 6 months, one of my friends who was in the lab with me just said, "Can I give you this card? You look like you're always in pain. And I remember before the accident who you were and what you stood for, and you just seem like you're fading away," which I think if people out there that are suffering, I very much appreciate it. When you start taking these drugs,
Yeah.
that's how I felt. I felt like I was fading away. And someone gave me a chiropractic card, and well, it changed the entire movement of my life. I was shocked that it was the first time someone actually explained what was wrong with me. Like, I never actually knew what was wrong. The chiropractor took me aside, took my x-rays, and said, "Here's the problem." And I was very skeptical, because it was like, I'm a researcher. I'm all about the facts, all about show me the evidence. And here I am in this chiropractor's office, the last hope of everything I've tried, with my arms crossed, thinking, "You're a weirdo. There's no way this is going to work, but whatever, what do I have to lose?" And I walked out of there without a headache after 6 months. And I asked myself, how could this be? How could this be? You're my last hope. And no one ever gave me you first. And you were drug free. And I knew right there, that's it. I will never allow another patient to be a last hope moment again.
Yeah.
I'm going to become a chiropractor. I'm going to change the world with Ken Foster. And we're going to make a difference.